Welcome to Investigael. Are you ready to Investigael with me? Because today we're investigating chest of drawers. So how did I make this beautiful chest of drawers from this confusing pile of wood? Stick around as I try to piece it all together. If I messed up, I might need a brain upgrade. Let's see what surprises awaits us in this big box. I can't wait to see all the pieces. It's like opening a surprise gift, but instead of something special, it's just wood. Maybe I can call myself a pirate of the lumber yard. Right, let's explore what's inside of this. First up, we have this thing. I'm not sure what exactly it is, but I would say it's definitely wood. They look like side panels, but I don't know. We will see. You know, every piece tells a story. It looks like a puzzle without a picture. There's so many parts. I just hope I can figure out how they all fit together without losing my mind. This one is a bit longer and rectangular. Is it a shelf, a drawer front, or just a very elaborate doorstep? Anyway, let's speed up the process. I'm actually just putting and stacking them on the side, and later I will take a deeper look at them. I just have to figure out how they all fit together. I mean, how hard can it be? The manual. Right, let's get this mess sorted. If I can find my brain here somewhere, I'll be all set. Remember that a tidy workspace is a happy workspace. Since everything is sorted out, I'm really pumped to start building this chest of drawers. We have here the side panel left, side panel right, top panel, bottom bar, back and support bar, bottom back bar, side profile left, side profile right, top profile, bottom profile, drawer front, drawer side left, drawer side right, drawer back, drawer support, drawer bottom, and back panel. We also need screw M6.3 by 40 mm, screw M4 by 38 mm, minifix bolts, dowel diameter 8 by 30 mm, screw M3.5 by 25 mm, screw size 6 by 16 mm, screw M3.5 by 15 mm, screw M6 by 8 mm, nail pin, nail legs, minifix cams, cupped handle, seal stickers, drawer slide 14, safety strap plus washer, and Allen key metric 4. I will also use a drill, a hammer, a screwdriver, a tape measure, and a knife. Now let's do this. I'm attaching the drawer slides to the side panels of this chest. I've got the left and right panels here, and both of them need 4 slides. Let's just say I'm hoping they stay where I put them. Otherwise, we're going to have a fun little game of finding the right spots again. Each slide gets attached with this M6 by 8 mm screws. I know, I sound like I know what I'm doing, right? Truth is, I just have a bunch of tiny screws and a vague idea of what is going to happen. But I did read the manual, so I think I know what I'm doing. We are putting them in a second hole, both front and back, and that's the secret formula. Second hole, front and back. If I've forgotten halfway through, then you have permission to laugh at my expense. Wish me luck as I start drilling. That wasn't really bad. 1 slide down and only 7 more to go. Now if you're doing it with me, let's talk about the real struggle here. Holding everything steady with one hand while trying not to drop the screw from the other hand. If you haven't lost 1 screw on the floor, are you really even assembling? Right, so 4 slides are on the left panel. Now let's do the same thing on the right panel. I'm just pretending to be a pro at this point, repeating the steps like I know exactly what's going on. And done! Both panels have their slides in place. For a first timer, I'm pretty proud of myself. We'll see if all this line up when it's time to add the drawers. But that's the problem later. Next step, I will work on the side profiles for the left and right panels, along with the bottom profile and the top panel. I'm going to insert some minifix bolts into their places first before we start drilling or screwing. Both side profiles and bottom profile have 3 holes, 1 in the middle and 1 at each end. But here's the kicker. We're only using the end holes for the minifix bolts. The middle hole Not now, they're on their break. Remember, the top panel has those 6 smaller holes, and that's where we're going to attach the minifix bolt. Now that we've got the minifix bolts in place, it's time to bring out the drill and screw everything down. If only assembling furniture came with a magic wand, it would be very nice. Anyways, remember, no pressure, just keep on going. Next step is the bottom profile. Here's where my foot really comes into play. No clumps, no problem, my foot has got it covered. There we go, 1 bolt in, 2 bolts, and all done. My foot deserves a high five for this one. Now let's get to the top panel. I'm very excited to do this part. And of course, I'm going to start with the first bolt. Nice and snug, we're off to a good start. And just like before, my foot is here for support again. Let's get the second bolt in, nice and tight. Alright foot, do your thing and don't ever fail me. Who knew my foot would be such a reliable tool? Now let's this momentum going. If I keep this up, I might just start a trend DIYing with a foot clump. I mean, why not? It's innovative, it's unique, and it definitely gets the job done. Seriously, if you're following along at home, give yourself a round of applause. If I can do it with my foot as my trusty sidekick, you can definitely do it too. Remember, it's all about finding what works for you. And now, it's time to add some dowels to the top profile. This step is crucial, as we need to connect the top profile to the side profiles. And those dowels are the key for a solid fit. You can see we have 2 holes on each end side. This is where we are using the dowels. They may look very tiny, but they're about to do some heavy lifting. I'm using a hammer, and I'm really hoping these stay intact, because I'm not ready to call it a day just yet. I'm going to gently tap these dowels in to make sure they're nice and snug. Now I'm ready to connect the top profile to the side profiles. Can you see these holes right here? This is where our dowels will fit in perfectly. Let's align everything and see if we can get this top profile connected. The dowels slide right in, making everything super secure. Next, I'm going to be attaching the bottom back bar, back and support bar, bottom bar, and another back and support bar to the side panels. It's getting exciting, but trust me, this is where the confusion begins. Let's start with the bottom back bar. This piece is crucial because it adds stability, and I want to make sure it's attached securely. I'm putting dowels in 2 holes on both sides. Now I'm going to connect it to the side panel, but it's not that easy. I actually have to use hammer to tap it down. And due to excitement, I decided to attach the bottom back bar to another side panel. I don't know if I'm doing it right. But hey, I'm just following my instincts here. Come on, bottom back bar, don't let me down. We've come this far together. There we go. Sometimes you just need to believe in yourself. Let's move on to the bottom bar. This will help stabilize everything even further. If you're ever feeling uncertain during assembly, like I am, just know you're not alone. This piece has 2 holes on both sides, but I'm only using 1 dowel in a larger hole on both sides. Now I'm going to connect this bottom bar to the side panels. It should slide right in without a hitch. And yes, it's sliding in like it was meant to be. We're moving on to the back and support bars now. They're pretty similar with the bottom bar we did earlier. Each piece needs 1 dowel on both sides. And I'm showing you where these dowels go. There we go. I'm being careful here because I'd rather not split anything. You know, I'm aiming for smooth and sturdy here, not something that looks like I fought with it. Gentle taps and we'll be good. Hopefully. So now, we're going to attach this back and support bars to the side panels. Sounds easy, right? Oh my god, I can't squeeze it in. Are you serious? I hate it. Why? It looks like it just decided, nope, I'm out of here. I guess my chest of drawers wants to be a chest of chaos. Stay with me, buddy. Let's keep you in place here. Come on. Why is it so hard? I have no idea if I'm even doing this right anymore. Oh well, let's just leave it for now. We're all about moving forward, right? Let's go back to the back and support bar. I hope nothing's gonna fall.
Oh God. Help me, God. Oh dear. Ah! Oh no. Please, please, please don't break my heart. Please, please, please don't break my heart. Oh gosh. Stay strong. Stay strong, please. Oh, I'm afraid it will break. Oh dear.
I think this furniture has a mind of its own. I thought we were working on this, but apparently I was wrong. Come on, just a little teamwork. I'm not asking for much. Just stay where you're supposed to. Time to attach the bottom back bar to the side panels with the use of these screws M6.3 by 40 millimeters. And I'm going to use Allen key to tighten it. This Allen key is ridiculously small. It's like trying to perform a surgery with the use of toothpick. At this point, I'm wondering if I need a third hand or a tiny assistant to just hold everything in place. And of course, nothing is staying where it should. The bottom bar falling that way, it's like trying to escape this project.
Oh gosh, no.
I scratched it. Anyway, it's just a little scratch though. Maybe I can call it a custom feature.
Oh gosh. No.
Alright, I'm tired of it. This calls for drastic measures. Let's simplify the situation piece by piece. Maybe without the full team, I can actually get these two bars tightened up. That hurts a lot. But sometimes you're gonna move backward to move forward with this DIY project. We're not in a rush anyway. I swear I've never been so focused in my life. This isn't just about tightening screws. It's a serious operation at this point. Oh yes, that's what I'm talking about. Finally staying in place. Who knew that a few screws can bring so much joy? Everything is finally getting locked in its place. You know, I feel like I just won a mini battle here. Those bars put a serious fight, but we've made it through. Now time to bring the other panel and get this whole thing locked in. It's like introducing two friends who have to really get along. Perfect. We've got the right panel on. It started to look like a piece of furniture instead of an abstract sculpture. So far, so good. I'm just going to pretend that everything is under control and nothing is about to fall apart. Let's just hope everyone here cooperates. By the way, shout out to this tiny Allen key. It might be the smallest tool here, but it is doing its work. Allen key, you are the real hero of this saga. Now let's keep this momentum going. Let's connect the bottom profile to the bottom bar. To do it, we need to insert a dowel in the middle hole of the bottom bar. Dowels in, and now let's connect the bottom profile. It's actually working, like they were made for each other. Now time to connect the side profiles along with the top profile. We're putting all the profiles together to complete the frame. Right, let's talk about these little spots right here. Can you see these holes? This is where our minifix cams are going to work their magic. I'm going to use 6 of them first, and they're going to lock this frame down tight. These are the minifix cams, and these are what we are going to use. They're very tiny, but don't ever underestimate them. These little cams are going to hold everything together and make sure this frame doesn't suddenly decide to collapse when I'm done. You know, each one of these cams is a little superhero holding the whole operation together. There we go, 6 comes in and this frame is now rock solid. I'm feeling pretty proud of this. Yep, we've got a winner! Now bear with me here because I just realized that my camera angle is not perfect. Because, well, I cannot even see the camera myself. So if we're only getting half the view, just imagine the rest are happening off screen. We're now putting the top panel on, but wait, I'm forgetting one thing. We need to put a dowel in the middle hole of the top profile to make sure everything stays in line. It's like the guidepost for this whole setup. Now these minifix cams are back in action. I'm going to use 6 of them again. Each one is going to lock the top panel down like it's never coming off. Each one is making the top panel feel more solid. And it's kind of satisfying, one cam at a time, just building up that stability. It's like each click means we're closing to a top panel that isn't going anywhere. Oh my goodness, I missed a very important step here. Yep, this thing is not as sturdy as I thought. And after a quick investigation, I figured out why. I forgot to put dowels in the middle holes of the side profiles. And I also realized that the bottom profile is not on its proper position. I thought I was onto something clever, but nope, it's just plain wrong. And same with this back and support bar. I put it upside down. It should be the other way around. Yep, we're unscrewing most of it. Get ready for some fast action as I'm undoing all my hard work. This is basically my new exercise routine. Screwing things in, screwing things out. I call it DIY cardio. Burn those calories. I was actually struggling to take out all of the minifix cams, so I decided to use this one. I forgot how it is called, but yep, it works. Patience in projects like this is kind of like patience in life. You can't just jump to the good part. You have to work through the steps, even the small ones. I mean, maybe on my next furniture project will actually come out right on the first try. At least I hope so. Now that we're back on track, let's do it right. They said patience is a virtue, and now I'm learning why. Sometimes when you rush, you end up doubling your work. This could have been sturdy from the get-go, but if I have taken that extra minute to make sure everything was in the right place. Lesson learned? Quality over speed. Even if I need to repeat it myself 100 times today. Slow and steady. Because after all, it's not about getting to the end as fast as possible. It's about building something solid. Something that will last. Funny thing is, mistakes like this are all part of the process. Sometimes you don't get it right for the first time. And that's how we learn. So I'm calling this my DIY patience lesson. And for anyone out there assembling the same thing, remember when in doubt, don't rush it. We spend much time trying to rush through things, but when it comes down to it, taking your time is where the real satisfaction is. It might be slow, but at least you're not going to end up just like me here, unscrewing everything just to put those missing parts back in. It's tiring, but this has made me appreciate the process even more. Sure, I had to go back and redo a bunch of work and rescrewed every piece I thought I'd finished. But now, this thing feels like it's built to last. Sometimes you do really need to slow down and trust the process. It's not about a race to the end, it's about doing it right. Now we've got to the part where we finally add some legs to this beauty. Not my legs, but these snail legs that are about to give this piece some stability and style. I've got 4 of them and they're going to give the furniture a solid foundation. Each leg goes in the corners right here, and honestly, it's about time we put these things on its feet. It's like giving your furniture a little makeover, new legs, new life. And let's be real, putting on the legs is a critical step. Here we go again. It's time to put the top panel on its rightful place again. I can already hear it whispering, I want to be part of this masterpiece. Remember, this is a delicate operation. It's like lowering a crown onto the head of the king. So let's not mess this up. Let's lock it in. I've got 6 minifix cams again, and they're ready to go. They're going to hold this top panel safe and secure. so we won't have any surprises later. They're like the seatbelts of our furniture, keeping everything safe and sound. You know, I've realized that this whole furniture assembly thing is just one giant puzzle. And honestly, if you're not having fun, what's the point? And while I'm locking this in, let me tell you, if you ever found yourself frustrated during projects like this, just take a breath and remember, it's all part of the adventure. We're almost there! I'm feeling like a professional. I think I need to build my own school for this. And of course, my first lesson would be, always read the manual. And there we have it. Everything is finally in place. Just look at that. The back and support bar and the bottom profile are all snugly in their spots, creating a solid foundation that could probably withstand earthquake. It's time to give our furniture a solid back. We're about to attach the back panels to the furniture with the use of these 16 nail pins. I have to be very careful while doing this because it's already late at night. I'm pretty sure my neighbors don't want to hear the construction sound at midnight. So let this thing lined up without making too much commotion. It's like trying to sneak a midnight snack without waking everyone up. Quiet and steady is the name of the game. If you're doing this late at night, be mindful of how hard you're hammering. You don't want your neighbor to think that you're making an escape room. So if you're following along, remember it's all about being careful and considerate, especially when you're working late at night. Just take your time and enjoy the process. If you're putting this together yourself, don't worry, it's pretty straightforward. Just make sure to spread all the nails around the edges of the back panel evenly, so everything is nice and secure. It sounds like I'm playing a drum in here, but I don't think my neighbors signed up for a midnight drum solo. And seriously, putting in nails could feel like practicing percussion. It turns out that hammering is really loud at this hour. So, to keep my mind in peace, I'm going to hit pause on this part. I'll finish nailing the rest of the back panel off camera. Maybe during daylight hours, when it doesn't sound like I'm trying to break through a wall. And by the way, this is how it looked like. And I'm just checking if I made some mistakes. Next big task, the drawer. Starting with this little tiny drawer front piece. Now I will be putting some minifix bolts in the middle hole on both sides. I kinda feel like I'm expert on this now. Like yes, I definitely know what I'm doing. And this drawer, it will be perfect, 100% sure. These little bolts are the key to keep everything nice and sturdy, so make sure they are snug. But you don't need to overdo it, or you might end up having a super tight drawer syndrome. And nobody wants that. Right, we are off to a good start. First bolts are in and this drawer is ready to take shape. Next step, we're going to connect the drawer sides to the front piece. This is where it starts to look like an actual drawer. Each side needs 2 dowels to connect it to the front piece. It's funny that these dowels are so small, but they're actually the MVPs here, keeping everything together. Just pop them in and they're ready to do their job. Same routine on the other side. And there it is, the sides are attached and this drawer is starting to come together. Next, we're adding this drawer support bar to keep everything sturdy and square. And guess it, more dowels. I'm pretty sure I'm getting PhD dowels placement by now. I love how these all little dowels hold it all together. They're small but mighty. Just to let you know, the support bar is the backbone of the drawer, keeping it from turning into a wobbly mess. Now I'm putting the minifix gums to the side pieces of this drawer. You know, it's so satisfying when you feel it clicked and now it is doing its job. The goal here is to tighten each of these gums so that the whole drawer feels nice and solid. Next, adding the drawer bottom. This is the piece that's going to hold all our stuff. Next, adding the back panel. This is to keep everything nice in place and it gives us that sturdy, finished feeling. I'm lining it up here, making sure it sits right against the edges of the bottom panel. It's like putting a lid on a box. Only, you know, it's the back of the drawer. Just a quick note, we're using M4 by 38mm screws. These are just the right length that will hold everything together without going overboard. It makes sure that the back bar is nice and firm. After all, we want this drawer ready to take on whatever things we want to put in it. And for the style, we're adding these fancy cup handles. Because let's be real, what's a drawer without a good handle? Just a box that doesn't want to be opened? I haven't seen like that yet. Anyways, I'm going to use number 6 by 16mm screws to secure them. We need them for a solid grip, not a drawer that will come off in your hand when you open them. As I screw this in, I can just feel that the drawer is transforming. It's like the handles are giving the drawer a beautiful personality, like a hero with a cape. And here comes handle number 2. I'm basically doing the same process. Now it's time to get these drawer slides connected. I'm using these handy screws M3.5 by 15mm to make sure everything is nice and secure. I'm just lining up the slides with a pre-drilled hose and screwing it in. It's like putting a little armor on this drawer. It's going to glide in out like a pro. Now I want to let you know that I'm not going to film the other 3 drawers left. It's just going to be the same routine as this one. I mean, who wants to watch me doing them for another half an hour? But once I'm done with everything, I'm gonna show you the whole project. We will be having a grand drawer reveal, and it will definitely rock your socks off. I can already picture it.
I'm so excited.
Just like that, first lights are on. I'll finish the rest of the drawers and see you in a bit. Ta-da! Finally finished all 4 drawers. Honestly, I think I've aged a year in the process, but it was totally worth it. Now let's get these babies into the chest. I'm feeling a mix of exhaustion and pure joy right now. Honestly, it's like I just ran a marathon, but instead of a medal, I get this amazing chest of drawers. And you know what? I'm proud of what we've accomplished together today. Remember, no matter how tired you are, seeing your hard work pay off makes it all worthwhile. And if you enjoy this journey with me, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Let's tackle more projects together. See you!